Welcome to DBMS Lab video lecture series. I am Sarita, Assistant Professor in CSC Department, Vagdevi College of Engineering. In this session, we will learn about the constraints. Constraints are used to provide integrity for the data stored in the database. Means the data that is stored in the database must satisfy some integrity constraints. For example, name cannot have a null value and the ID must be unique. So in the same way, we have different types of constraints: not null, unique, primary key, and foreign key. Let us start with the not null constraint. Not null constraint ensures that a column cannot have a null value. And here we have a syntax for assigning a not null constraint to the attribute in the table. So in this example, we are assigning not null constraint to the attribute SID in the student table. That means SID cannot have a null value. Compulsory, we have to give a value for the column SID while inserting a record into the student table. And the second constraint is unique. Unique constraint ensures that all values in the column are different. That means it does not allow the duplicate values. And here this is a syntax for assigning unique constraint to the attribute. Here we are assigning unique constraint to the SID column in the student table. That means SID can have only unique values. Means it does not allow the duplicate values. Suppose if the constraint is not assigned at the time of creating a table, and later we can add a constraint by using the alter with add option. Alter with add option can be used to add a column to the table, and it can also be used to add a constraint to the attribute in the table. And this is a syntax for adding a constraint. And the third type of constraint is called as primary key constraint. Primary key means it is an attribute or the combination of attributes used to uniquely identify a record in the table. And primary key must have unique and not null values. And this is a syntax for assigning primary key constraint to the attribute in the table at the time of creating a table. And here this is a syntax for adding a constraint by using the alter with add. The constraints that we have discussed so far are the single table level constraint, and this foreign key is the two table level constraint. It is used to create the relationship between two tables, and it can also be defined as it is an attribute or the combination of attributes that will refer to the primary key attribute of other table. To understand foreign key, consider this example. In this example, we have two tables, employee and department. The department number column in the employee table must have only the values of the department number column in the department. To enforce such integrity, we have to declare department number column in the employee table as foreign key, and the same attribute is to be declared as primary key in the department table. And here employee is referencing department table. So here employee is called as child table and the department is called as parent table. So here we have to follow this procedure. In step 1, first we have to create the parent table. Here the parent table is department. So we have to create the department table and we have to assign primary key constraint to the department number. In step 2, we have to create the child table, that is employee. In that employee, we have to assign foreign key constraint to the department number column, and this is a syntax for assigning a foreign key constraint. Foreign key of department number references department of department number. That means the department number column in the employee table must refer department number column in the department table. So here we have to follow the two rules, insert rule and delete rule. Insert rule says that if you try to insert a new row into the child table, that is employee table, with the new department number value that does not appear in any row of the department table. In that case, it simply rejects the insert operation. That is called as insert rule. And the second rule is delete rule. So in case of the deletion, here the deletion is in case of the parent table. So for deletion, we have the three options: on delete no action, on delete cascade, on delete set null. So first option, on delete no action. So here deletion is in case of the parent table, that is from the department table. Suppose if you try to delete a row from the department table and that row was referenced by some row of the employee table. So in that case, the first option means on delete no action. It says that simply rejects the delete operation. That is called as on delete no action. And the second option is on delete cascade. That means if you delete a row from the department table and if that row was referenced by some row in the child table, that is employee table, then in that case delete the referenced row also from the employee table. That means if we delete a row with the department number 30 and here that row was referencing by the fifth row in the employee table. So if we delete this third row from the department table, we have to delete the fifth row from the employee table. That is called as on delete cascade option. And the next option is on delete set null. So in the previous case, if we delete a row from the parent table, we are deleting the row from the child table, that is from employee table. So if we delete this row, we may lose the information about this employee. So in order to avoid that, we can set the department number column of the fifth record to null. Means if we delete a row with the department number 30 and here that row is referencing by the fifth row of the employee table. So if we delete this third row, we have to set the null to department number column for the fifth record in the child table. So that is about the foreign key. Now we will implement the SQL constraints in SQL command prompt. Here I have created a table student new. In that we have three attributes: roll number, name and Aadhaar number, for which I have assigned unique constraint to roll number and not null to name, and the primary key constraint was assigned to the Aadhaar number. I have inserted one record into this table, and while inserting second record, I have given same value for the roll number. But here unique constraint was assigned to the roll number, so it does not allow the duplicate values. So it displays the error. Unique constraint is violated. Here for the second attribute name, we have assigned not null constraint, and we will check that by giving a null value to the name. So here I have given null value for the name. While inserting next record, so this shows the error. Cannot insert null into the name column in the student table. And for the third attribute also we have assigned primary key constraint. Primary key constraints means it must have unique and not null values, and we can check that by giving a null value. Here I have given null value into the Aadhaar number, and this displays error. Cannot insert null into Aadhaar number. Now you will see the foreign key. In foreign key, first we have to create the parent table. Here the parent table is department table, in which we have two attributes: department number and department name. Here we have assigned primary key constraint to the department number. And here employee 3 is the child table, in which we are declaring the same attribute, that is department number, as foreign key. Here the syntax for foreign key is foreign key of department number references department 1 of D number. Means here the department number column in the employee table must refer the department number column in the department table. Here we have given the second option, that is on delete cascade. That means if we delete a row from the parent table, it also deletes the referencing row from the child table. So I have inserted records into the both parent and child tables. So these are the tables, parent and child, after inserting some records. In department table we have three records, and in employee table we have 2 records. So here D number in the employee table is the foreign key, and the D number in the parent table is the primary key. And what are the values that we have for the department number in the department table? The same values must be appear for the department number column in the employee table. If you try to insert a record into the employee table with a new department number value that does not appear in any row of the department table, then it will show the error. So that can be done by inserting 4 for the department number. Here this 4 is not present in any row of the department table. So I have given 4 for the department number in the employee table while inserting a record into the employee table. So that display, and this is called as insert role. And we will check the deletion. So delete, for the delete operation we have given the second option, that is on delete cascade. That means if we delete a row from the parent table, then it also deletes the child row, which is referencing row from the child table. So delete from department where D number equal to 1. So we are deleting this first row from the department table, and that row is referenced by this second row in the employee table. So if we delete this first row from the department table, then it deletes this second row with the department number value 1. So whether this is updated or not, we can check by using the select command. So here the row with the department number value 1 is deleted, and from the employee table also the row with the department number value 1 is deleted. So this is about the constraints, and in the next class we will discuss about the keywords like all, any, in, like, and the set operations like union and intersection. Okay, thank you.